What's up, shit? Timmy's here. Now, not everything Netflix put out I thought was great this year. For every K-pop Demon Hunters we have out this year, there was some really major stinkers this year as well. So here is my official top 10 worst movies, worst Netflix movies of the year. Now, I will be doing my top 10 worst movie of the year in general sometime this week, but here's the Netflix one. Number 10 is it's not directed by him, but it's like more produced by him. And that is Roof and Bows, which is actually produced by Tyler Perry. He didn't direct it or anything, but yeah, this is sort of like loosely based on the the biblical stuff and all. It is about a talented singer who leaves the Atlanta music scene and starts over a small town in Tennessee where she falls in love and new purpose, but can't like escape the past here. It stars Soraya. I forgot her last name, but it stars the girl who was on the show Empire. I mean, the chemistry between the two was okay. It was nice to see Felicia Rashad. She's always great. I was really bored by this. It didn't really do anything for me. It got a little preachy at times. I didn't really care much for the characters at all. It's just not that good one. All right. Coming in at number 9, this one hurts me because I was really excited for this one. I thought the previews looked decent. I like the voice sounds involved. But sad to say, it wasn't so good. Number 9, not everything could be K-pop Demon Hunters, but number 9 is The Twits. This one I'm definitely disappointed by because it was based on a book by Raw Daw, who's the last time Netflix put out a Raw Daw story was that Matilda film, and I thought Matilda was great. But yeah, this one just wasn't so good. It's of course like where a mascot, nastiest of villains pull like a trick to take down over their town, where two brave kids team up with a family of magical creatures to bring them down here. Great voice talents. You had Margot Martindale, the girl who played Davy on Never Have I Ever. She was also in this. You also had the likes of Johnny Vargas. You also had Natalie Portman, Emilia Clarke. A lot of people in this I really have huge respect for. But yeah, the animation wasn't so good. It was boring at times. The music, like, at least with K-pop Demon Hunters, the music in K-pop Demon Hunters was more memorable. I could not really hum a single tune with any of the music in this. So, yeah. Number 8 is now Netflix did put out a couple of Christmas movies this year. Like, I was not too big with Jingle Bell Heist. That Merry Little Xmas was okay. That one that just happened on My Secret Santa, that was actually not so bad. But there was also Champagne Problems. Of course, directed by the same maker who gave us like Ghost Rider, Daredevil, and many other stuff. It is, of course, where a driven American executive heads to Paris to determine to acquire a champagne brand by Christmas. And yeah, I don't mind like these Hallmark type Christmas movies. They could be decent once in a while. And I do love Minka Kelly. I've been a fan of her ever since I saw her on Friday Night Lights. I always adore Minka Kelly, but even she wasn't good enough to save this one. It was just boring at times. I did not care for the characters at all. The chemistry between the two wasn't all that great. It just wasn't so good. I mean, script dialogue's terrible. Not to be honest, out of all the Netflix Christmas movies that came out this year, this is probably the worst. Number 7 is one I was really looking forward to see, and I was so disappointed by because it was from a director I enjoyed. I like Colin Farrell, so number 7, The Ballad of a Small Player. I mean, this was directed by Edward Berger, who recently gave us like All Quiet on the Western Front. He did a great job with with last year's Conclave. So I had some really hopes for this one, but and shame too, Colin Farrell had not one but 2 films out this year. That was not so good. I hope he gets back up to track because he did great with the Penguins. So yeah, but Battle of Small Player, I keep calling it Prayer for some reason. Player just wasn't all that good. Wasn't all that hype up to me. I will say the cinematography was pretty decent, but it was just boring at times. I did not really care much for the dialogue, characters at all. It just wasn't so good, and it is unfortunate. Hey, every good director has a bad day in the office. Steven Spielberg had The Terminal, and so it looks like this is obviously Edward Berger's bad day in the office. So, yeah. All right, number 6 is the movie Brick. Brick is really like had an interesting concept here. When like a mysterious brick would like encloses their apartments building, and these two people unite to find their way with their neighbor to get out alive here. It had a really cool concept, and I'm always a sucker for these type of stories that takes place in one confinement and all. But yeah, I just nothing about it was all that interesting. Could not care like I couldn't care much about the characters at all. It just wasn't so good. Boring at times, like nothing about it was great. All right, number 5 is my Oxford year. Now, I do like Sophia Carson. I did not mind that one movie she also did this year called The Lifeless. Now, I've always liked Sophia Carson on The Descendants. Also, what you call it? She was pretty good in Carry On last year. But, yeah, this just wasn't all that great. I mean, Sophia Carson, she did her lot, but it was just a little boring at times. It is an interesting story here, though, where, like, this American fulfilling her dream at a study in Oxford, falls for like a charming Brit who's hiding like a secret here, and he's also dying, which is a really sad story here. But they just did not hit out of the park at all. The chemistry between the two wasn't that great. I mean, Sophia Carson was charming here and stuff, but I think she would have been better with a better script, really. But hey, also check out her next Netflix project because hey, I always do like the Sophia Carson cinematic universe. If you guys didn't watch Tudum this year, you'll know what I'm talking about. Number 4 is why did I watch this? I don't know. It was like it looked interesting, so I decided to give it a go. Number 4 is Bad Influence. Yeah, oh boy. Bad Influence, those terrible 365 Days movies? Those are Citizen Kane's compared to this movie. Yeah, this movie makes those 365 Days movies look like Oscar winners. This movie is garbage. Holy cow. I mean, if you guys don't know much about the story here, it is about an ex-con who gets a fresh start when hired to protect a wealthy heiress from a stalker, but their chemistry is it's hard to resist. And of course, you know what happens. They fall head over heels with one another. It's like The Bodyguard for Gen Zers. Yeah, it's like a terrible version of The Bodyguard in a weird way. With Kevin Costner, Whitney Houston, the chemistry between the two was just so good. The acting was horrendous. The script dialogue was terrible. It's just not a good one. I mean, yeah, it had a good concept, though, but yeah, it just wasn't all that great. All right, number 3 is another film I actually had some hopes for because I like Keira Knightley. It sounded intriguing. I'm always a sucker. Thanks to the Knives Out movies, I'm really loving seeing more like whodunit type mystery films. But number 3 is The Woman in Cabin 10. Of course, starring Keira Knightley, Hannah Waddingham, some good cast members I do enjoy here. Guy Pearce. It just wasn't so great. It is based on a very popular book, so there's that. I did not really care much for like the dialogue here. It was boring at time. Didn't have a good twist at the end. I mean, yeah, to be honest, just skip this and just watch the Knives Out movies. You'll have a better time with those. Or better yet, just rewatch Death on the Nile. That is the better version of this. So, yeah. Anyway, number 2 is The Old Guard 2. Of course, I enjoyed the first Old Guard. I had a fun time with that. But this one it pissed me off. It was just not so good. I did not care much for the new characters involved here. The action, dialogue in this was horrendous. Script is terrible. I mean, this is definitely one of the worst sequels of the year. And yeah, Old Guard 2 is garbage right there. I mean, don't expect an Old Guard 3, but who knows. And the worst Netflix movie of the year is The Electric State. Oh my god, I was so excited for this shoot. You have the Russo brothers directing, Chris Pratt, Millie Bobby Brown. I enjoy lots of the cast members involved here. It is just horrendous, terrible visuals. I mean, I feel like this, movies like this is why the Russo brothers went back to Marvel because I really don't think they do it. Like they've actually had done some pretty stuff I've enjoyed, like The Gray Man. I've quite enjoyed. Cherry was okay. But many people didn't. So, it kind of makes sense why they decided to go back to Marvel here. Granted, they made this movie. This movie came out before. I believe they were like still shooting the Avengers movie by the time this was coming out. But still, yeah, it's definitely not so good. And I do like Millie Bobby Brown, but I feel like she hasn't really been doing great stuff. Like Enola Holmes has been okay, but I don't know. I feel like she has been doing great stuff outside of Stranger Things. Maybe once Stranger Things finishes, this week, maybe she'll be in more better stuff. Who knows? But we'll see. Anyway, that's pretty much it there. Here is my quick rundown. Number 10, Roof and Bows. 9, The Twits. 8, Champagne Problems. 7, Ballad of a Small Player. 6, Brick. 5, My Oxford Year. 4, Bad Influence. 3, The Woman in Cabin 10. 2, The Old Guard 2. And number 1 is The Electric State. Now, I don't really have much of an honorable mention here. There are actually some films that, not... I mean, I guess, to be honest, the movie with Cillian Murphy, Steve, I actually was not too big with that one. I will probably include that in my honorable mention. Let's see. A Merry Little Christmas or Xmas was okay. Not anything to go by with that one. Jingle Bell Heist was pretty terrible. I like Olivia Hope, by the way, but that was not so good. I'm a little surprised Austin Burke actually even put that in his best of Netflix year list. I like Austin Burke, but really though, okay. I actually did not mind The Wrong Paris. That was actually okay. Let's see. Did not mind Night Always Comes or Fixed. Those are actually okay. I have not seen Troll 2 yet. I have no intention on seeing Troll 2. Let's see. Have not seen Widow's Game. Extraterritorial. That will also be on my honorable mention. Bullet Train Explosion was okay. Let's see. I was not too big with the Plankton movie, but it was a little better than the Saint Cheeks movie, so I'll give it that. But yeah, that was actually pretty much it. But let me let you guys. What are some of the worst Netflix movies you saw this year? Draw comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Tim signing out.